Hello everyone, welcome to another video. Today we will be looking into a new content or a new series that I want to make for the future, and it's called Skill Combo 101 because some of the skills works very well with each others like you see on the screen right now, and a lot of people might not know this, or actually they do but they're not certain about how it works or it works at all. And hopefully in this video and with this series I can show you guys what skill combo that works very well with each other. And today we are going for Spring of Life skill. Very good skill. You can obtain it via the Thrift shop or Wish shop. I will also show you guys in the game how to obtain it. And it is a pay to win skill, but if you manage to do some, like you won a lot of Legion of Firstborn, you sell some skill stones, and then you manage to get another skills, Spring of Life is definitely one of the better one in there. And the reason why I picked Spring of Life today is basically of how OP it actually is. As you can see, Spring of Life, if you pair up with one of these skills, or if you manage to pair with them all, you will instantly get 15% damage decrease. It's very OP from the start, and you cannot cancel it. Even though the immortal dies, it will still be around. And I choose to pair up with these auras and purifications. The first one being Berserk, the second one being Shelter, and the third one being Purifications. Although Purifications is not like directly helping Spring of Life, but if your team do not have any, negative effects or aura or blessings, purification skill will heal the immortal, which is required for Spring of Life to proc, right? However, for Shelter, you are most likely to heal every attacks you get against you, which can heal the whole team, which I mean is pretty underrated in my opinion. Although the rate is quite low, but it's still useful. Blizzard, in my opinion, is the best one for like a combination for Spring of Life because the Berserk aura will heal you from the get-go and gives you attack speed. It works well for certain comp. Each of these skills work well in a certain comp, which I will show you guys later in this game. And let's go to the next page, like here. Spring of Life, what kind of immortals you want to see with this skill? I picked out three immortals that I believe works well with this skill. Theodora, Wu Fei, and Zenobia. What do they have in common? Yes, they are all healers. As long as you heal, you will proc this aura, Spring of Life, and you will always get 15% damage decrease. And for me, if I were to run a main march with either Theodora, Wu Fei, or Zenobia, Spring of Life is a must-have. You can use it on a tank, a frontliner, you can use it at a support, doesn't matter as long as it is in the team. Let's go to the next slide here. Here are the examples that what kind of skills and when to use and what to use on what kind of teams, right? If you are in attacking teams like hybrids or a team with Alex or Hannibal in them, I would really go for Berserk because it adds attack speeds and it benefits Alex and Hannibal a lot more than Shelter. That's what I would go And also, if you do run with double tanks in the front line, I would definitely go for Shelter because you don't need the extra attack speed for no reason. And that's what kind of like combos I would do in the game. And then you have purifications where it goes on support, the likes of Wu-Fei, Zenobia. Actually, you can go with anything, any supports. It doesn't really matter. But the problem with purifications is that if you have like negative blessings, it won't necessarily heal you. It would just remove the blessings and stuff like that. So I put it there because it shouldn't be on specific immortal or anything. But of course, it's up to you what you put up your team. But for my team, I use double tank as a frontliner. I use Shelter there, and when I use Alex in a mix of like my team, I would definitely use Berserk. But sometimes I use them both to get the extra healing and stuff like that, and I can guarantee to proc Spring of Life. I'm gonna show you guys in the game how it looks like. Now let's go take a look in the game and how I set up the skill combination with Spring of Life. Here I have double tank as a frontliner, and I believe it is better to use Shelter as a skill on aura with the heal instead of skills like Berserk because of I don't have Alex as a frontliner. And for me personally, that is the sole reason why I don't use Berserk on my double tanks in front. But if I were to choose to use Alex as my frontliner, or sorry, as my frontliner with a tank, I would definitely use Spring of Life with Berserk, so it can help Alex out with the attack speed. But that's pretty much it. The difference, the healing is pretty much the same. It procs Spring of Life, which decrease 50% damage taken, which is, in my opinion, really, really OP. 50% damage is a lot, and you can get them from the get-go, which makes it even more OP. And it's really difficult to counter that, especially with having so many healers in your team. I have Theodora, one of the best healer in the game, and then you have Wu-Fei, the Mega Whales have that, and then of course you have Zenobia, a good healer, but can be RNG with Bushi heals, and so that's why it's best to use the Spring of Life with either Berserk or Shelter every time you want to, use Spring of Life in your main team. So let's go take a look at some of the Whale marches in the game. You can see some of the people, or most people actually, are using Spring of Life, and then you use Shelter. But this instance, when you have double healer behind here, you do not necessarily need to use either Berserk or Shelter because you're guaranteed to heal when you have double healer behind. But let's go take a look at more free-to-play friendly marches and see how people are actually building their marches. Let's go with 2-pack. You can see here Spring of Life, and I'm assuming he has Berserk here. Yes. That is to be, only reason why he had Berserker is because of Alex. I assume for people like, let's say, Nelly, she has a Lightning March. You can see here she used Shelter with Spring of Life, which should be here. There we go. And of course, some people like to use both of them, but you can see in the late game, most people are running these kind of combo together. Spring of Life, I'm assuming he used Berserk right there. So that's, very common combination you have or you're going to see later in game, and it's very understandable why people are using this combo because it's very OP and it's kind of like a free 15% damage decrease from the get-go. It can be a game changer for you once you have this skill. There's something that you can aim for if you're new to the game. If you play the Legion of Frostborn a couple of times, you can of course obtain some of the skills here, and then you can sell them, and then you can get some wish shop coins or the Cinder of Wishes. If you have enough, you can buy 60 of them, and then you can unlock them, and then you will have this skill. Is it free to play? Kind of, but for me it's still like behind like a paywall unless you grind it over the months. It's gonna take a while, but if you keep motivation up, you set your goals, this combination is and certainly needed for your team in the late game. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. I hope you find this video and this kind of video entertaining and informative. I plan to make more videos about skill combinations. I plan to make it a series. Let me know if you guys find this very helpful for you. Yeah, thank you guys for watching. See you guys in the next video.